Be it from our smartphones, laptops, desktops, or even watches, internet is a must-have everywhere. In public, we often take the time to search for public Wi-Fi networks to connect to, be it in a home, airport, coffee shop, restaurant, or movie theater. While this free connection works, however, it is often very dangerous. Because it requires no authentication whatsoever, hackers often have complete control of all the things you do. First, they can change specific things to misdirect you into downloading malware. This is very common, as hackers can lead you to a seemingly professional and safe web page, then trick you into clicking a download link and secretly infecting your device. Then, they can steal all the information you have. You perform a login, that password is theirs. You send an email, the information goes through them first. This is known as man in the middle, where they sit right between you and the network and just take a nice look at everything going on. Finally, perhaps most dangerous of all, the hacker can pretend to be you. Acting as that man in the middle, they don't just have the power to observe, but also change. They can steal your identity on a site and perform malicious actions acting as you. The extent to this danger is unimaginable, and just about anything can be done. So how do you defend against the onslaught of hackers? Well, us citizens have some tricks up our sleeves too. A real quick one is to just look for safe networks. Many public Wi-Fi networks for popular locations are safe to use, but simply have malicious networks posing as them with a similar name. For example, in these two examples, a hacker may be trying to lure suspicious people with the word free. Always be safe and ask your server or receptionist about the correct network name. Next, look for safe connections to sites, often marked by secure in your browser, with the URL beginning with HTTPS. Your browser will often prompt you before entering a dangerous site, but play it safe and always check yourself. Also, if you're extra ambitious, consider using a VPN or virtual private network to stay anonymous. Hackers are often looking for an easy target, and with a VPN, they'll often move on. Finally, just play it safe. When outside with public networks, don't access important sites like banking, and keep private transactions to home. When you leave that coffee shop, turn Wi-Fi off. Despite your phone's screen being off, your phone is still actively searching for Wi-Fi networks, and this may be a problem. Just in case, play it safe. Next time you're out in public, keep an eye out for suspicious Wi-Fi networks, or just lay back and turn on that cellular data.
Whether you're a high school student or a college professor, the use of electronics is unavoidable in any research career. While it may seem like this environment couldn't get any safer, bad working habits can have detrimental long-term effects on your health. Let's take a look at how this can be prevented. In general, the nature of electronic work requires you to sit for long periods of time. As such, your average chair is just not going to cut it. A good ergonomic chair should be an appropriate width, and the back should support your lumbar spine. The seat should allow you to adjust the backrest, armrest, and height. It's also important that the base should have 5 prongs for good stability when you lean back, as well as increased mobility within the chair. Sit deep into the chair until you feel the lumbar support, and keep your feet on a flat surface while sitting, whether that be the floor or a footrest. The primary object of your attention during electronic work is your monitor. In regards to this, be sure to adjust your chair's height and position so that you're at eye level with the top of the screen and your body is centered towards the monitor. To protect your eyes, don't sit too close or too far. And make sure your screen is bright enough for good visibility, but not so bright that it causes glare. Your armrest should be positioned so that you are able to keep your elbows close to the side and bent around 90 degrees while typing and using the mouse. This can be hard to do if you use a laptop, so you might want to purchase a laptop stand and external keyboard. To keep from compressing the nerves in your hands, try to keep your palms and fingers relaxed and your wrists in a neutral position while typing and using a mouse. Of course, your everyday mouse and keyboard are not the ideal size or shape for these healthy habits. If you're serious about ergonomics, you might want to consider these alternative models, which will minimize the strain on your wrists and hands. Ergonomic keyboards are generally laid out in a V shape, promoting a more natural angle while typing. As for mice, the most ergonomic mouse will be a vertical mouse, which forces the user's wrist into a neutral position, promoting external rotation of the shoulder and thus healthy posture. If your job heavily involves talking on the phone or working on the computer, the awkward cradling of the phone between your head and shoulder puts your neck in a very unnatural position. To avoid this, answer your calls with a headset. Above all else, remember to take a break. The human body was made to move, so try to take a few minutes to stretch and exercise every 1 to 2 hours, giving your body a well-deserved rest.